Hey YouTube, coming at you with a Great League team that I don't know if I subconsciously did it the exact same. I showcased a all meta team a few days ago, and this is the exact same team. So I don't, maybe it was just in my mind. And I was using it, and I saw as I was using this and putting this video together, I saw one of the comments on that meta video, and someone mentioned, "Is FERALIGATR even good anymore? I don't see it anywhere." And I kind of recognize that with this team. So the team is again FERALIGATR, furret, clodsire, super safe team. You have furret as a safe swap. You have FERALIGATR, that's great in most situations. Weak to grass, weak to electric. Clodsire can deal with that. Clodsire weak to ice. FERALIGATR was just ice, right? So the balanced team makes sense. It did seem like times that and it's so weird because, you know, there's Pokemon that got nerfed and slight nerfs and became unusable. Like Registeel with the meta evolved and the lowering of the Zap Cannon, lowering the chance of lowering the attack decreasing, became like unusable. I haven't seen a Registeel in like many seasons now. And then there's like this season where like they tried to like nerf Drapions crunch and it still has not changed how you play Drapion. Drapion is still a fantastic safe swap. And nothing has happened to FERALIGATR except the meta evolving. And the meta has for some reason made FERALIGATR not as strong anymore. And I get it. There's more like Glycopods and other Pokemon that are resisting the water and ice and stuff. But I don't know. It just didn't seem as strong as it usually is, despite it still having every characteristic the same. Shadow Claw is still a great move. Hydro Cannon is still fantastic. Shadow does a ton of damage. So yeah, I don't know. So in this lead, this is a tough lead. Greninja, I'm just staying in because the Hydros, they do chip, right? So we'll stay in. Shield up one Night Slash. Get to another Hydro here. And at this point, I think I'll probably let this go after, no matter what. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess it still makes sense. Come in here, just because all it needs is a Swift now. So they try to catch on the Scizor. I don't have an amazing answer for Scizor. I'm using Stone Edge. Why am I using Stone Edge over Sludge Bomb? I think it was because at one time I decided to use Clodsire as a safe swap. And Clodsire cannot be a safe swap without Stone Edge, right? If you run Sludge Bomb, Earthquake, Gligar, basically walls you. So you need that Stone Edge coverage. So I had Stone Edge on it and I just had not taken it off. So I think you can kind of use either or depending how you want to play with Clodsire. So do chip, try to get out, cannot. I know I can take one Power Gem for sure. 2 is going to be close, but I think I don't have a choice. I have to take it because I cannot take any move from the Greninja. So taking that second Power Gem, the Hex is very Astonish is very resisted. And with that, get to the Trailblaze, take it out, boost my attack, get the Swift. Obviously, I did have a Trailblaze, but I wasn't sure I did or not. So I just threw the Swift to take out the Greninja. FERALIGATR against Stunfisk. Evenish, right? Thundershock, Stunfisk at that. So Thundershock, Discharge, both super effective. Claws neutral, Hydro Cannon super effective, and like a nuke. I tried to like catch there after, but they CMP tied me there. I'll be surprised if I try and catch on one of these eventually. Maybe here on 5. Yeah, tried, or 4. Yeah, 5-4. So caught right before they got to the move. So take that Discharge. I could have potentially caught on Clodsire, but Clodsire's kind of got a okay-ish matchup at best. Poison resisted, need to land an Earthquake, and Mud Bombs are super effective. So caught in furret, in Drapion. Sucker Punches are resisted. Get a couple Swifts off. If I want to shield and take Switch, I can, because that Sucker Punch went through, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. That Sucker Punch did go through. Let's see what comes in. And it's a Glycopod. So pretty tough here because Clodsire and FERALIGATR are both going to have trouble with it. They let it go. Coming in here, Fury Cutter resisted on the poison. Aqua Jet super effective. Clodsire's got some bulk though. Yeah, okay. So it's going to be pretty close to living this one. And they make a nice catch on the Stunfisk, knowing that Clodsire is their win con. So nice farm and catch here. They're going to get a move off Mud Bomb. Super effective. Will it take out from this range? No. And Thundershock's resisted, so they're going to have to throw here. And they do. But I'm going to need to... They have a shield and Golisopod has energy, so how... Well, potentially fast move down in the ending here. We'll see. I don't see myself getting out of this, but we'll see how it plays out. So, getting to the Hydro Cannon, this will take out. They do let it go. Coming in here, trying to just fast move damage down with Sucker Punch and Shadow Claw. I'm not surprised that this is my only potential win con here, but I don't see how they're not going to outpace me here. Yeah, they're loaded with energy after banking some energy before, so gonna go down. Golisopod, kind of tough for those two. Scizor. So Bullet Punch is resisted. I was going for CMP, but I know they're just going to throw Night Slash, but it's still going to basically take me out, and I'm going to lose CMP here. So I think I maybe I catch on the next CMP, catch on Furret maybe. Bank a Hydro Cannon. Nope, just going for the extra, or you have two options. You catch there, right on CMP, or you do what I did, is just get that extra claw through, and then take it. Take that, basically take them down after and come out with energy and down shields. They come in Primeape just to get absolutely punished here. Not absolutely punished, but I grabbed a shield, grabbed that second shield for Alligator. They're now in here throwing the Rage Fist. I should have counted, done something properly. But we CMP. They do close combat. They're only going to get to one more move. And a resisted close combat does more than a non-stab Reach Fist. So that is why they threw it. But now that puts me low enough. Drifblim comes in. Can I get to a Stone Edge? That'd be nice. Nope. But I have Furret. So that is positive. Only Icy Wind here. All the ghost moves are resisted. And I'm basically banking that energy. They come in Scizor. I do farm down. Have a move coming out. Again, Ice Beam would have been the move I should have thrown, even though I did have it. But Hydro's enough. I knew I had Hydro. And this Hydro will take out what is left of the Drifblim. Kommo-o. So it's not that, I don't know. So Kommo-o obviously is a dragon which resists the water. I did get to Ice Beam, so I can now fake it here. Maybe even make a catch on like Clodsire or something. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. So got one shield with the Hydro. Still have energy there. Caught the Dragon move on Clodsire. They're going to get another move off. I forget, Clanging Scales. Is that the Community move? Yeah, and that does a lot of damage. Furret in the back. Furret is a great Pokemon. So I'm only going to get one move off, so it's going to be the Earthquake. Gonna mirror match this. Definitely take one, but probably gonna need to shield up the second. I'm gonna let the first one go in case they do that Trailblaze and then boost their next Swift here. I should have thrown a move. I really expected them to throw faster. Like, the only reason I didn't throw a move is because I expected them to throw the move faster. But if they were gonna go like 3 over my Swift, you definitely just grab that second shield or take it out. So don't like how I played that. And Tink in the back. And unfortunately, Tink resists all of Furret's moves. Tinkatong is the best answer to Furret. Sucker Punch resisted. Swift resisted. Trailblaze resisted. So game over. I do shield because I just actually wanted to see how much a Swift does. I knew it was resisted. But I just wanted to see how much it did. Because I'm like, oh, I'm at like 2 and a bit. Maybe it takes like 3 in Sucker Punches. But as you're going to see here, it does like less than a quarter. So it is a very easy top left when you see those. And that wasn't the only Tink on my Furret I top left here. Okay. I assumed 5 Powder Snows only got you to a Weather Ball. And then I got blasted with the Psyshock. I know Psyshock got changed a few seasons ago now. Did it get changed down to 35 energy? Am I going crazy here? 40 energy, but 40 energy is okay. So it's not 35, it's 40, but 40 is still straight fives. Interesting. So interesting. Haven't really played with Ninetales in a while. Okay. Back to our matchup here. They came in with Ninetales. I shielded, get the Stone Edge off. They shield, come in, snipe with the Hydro. They let it go. What do they have left? They still have the jump left, but maybe I can get to a Hydro here. Yep. And this is going to take out from this range. So take them out. What do you got in the back? It's a Flosion. What am I going to do here? I'm burning the clock to maybe try and catch here. Oh no, still get to the Stone Edge. They need to get to a Blast Burn. And I only needed 8 and they needed 10. So this Stone Edge will one shot. Can't really leave Shadow type Flosion without shields. Another Greninja, another one that we're just going to have to play out. So I need you guys to comment on the. I just had a comment pop up. It wasn't what I'm going to tell you now, but I reviewed a few comments earlier. For those of you who've been around this channel for a while, know that sometimes I'll sidebar. I'll either cover all the matchups, or sometimes I'll sidebar and talk about like damage per energy and moves and more analysis, but still related to like what we just saw. And then sometimes you're just gonna get like a Dan talk for like 80% of the video, because it's just like it's a very basic team. Here's a couple matchup, how you play it out. It's a very balanced team. Leave if you see this, otherwise this, and then I always have something to say. And again, this one I'm just hard countered because Drifblim on Clodsire and Furret on tank there. So someone in the comments said to something to the extent of like, start talking about the matchups and stop talking about like your off topics. And I'm like, are you new here? That's gotta be the only way that you don't know how this works by now. But open to just suggestions if you want me to do less Dan talks or try and keep them to the end. I just find it's actually quite difficult for me to like cover a full video doing every single matchup, because some of these matchups are like so routine here that like there's not too much to talk about. Cladal, good lead, staying in. They're going to probably get out into Furret. So I will Hydro to try and... Honestly, I want this to land. And I remember them shielding. And that kind of makes it a little tricky now. So I wanted it to land because I can't have Clodsire C Cladal. And if I landed that Hydro and I get into the mirror matchup, it means I quite easily keep switch. I don't easily keep switch anymore once they shield, because they basically got to their own Swift. So they're down a shield, but they're basically at a Swift to make it sort of like an evenish matchup. So it's not as straightforward. I do take it out here, which is great. Only going to get to a Swift, so I'm going to chip here. Cladal will have energy, so I'll probably have to respect it on Clodsire here. Sorry, on FERALIGATR. And then they'll probably instant swap into something in the back, and that something in the back is Dugong, which is ice, which is super effective. Is this the one? There's one video that was 1 HP craziness, and I think it may be this one. So get to the Stone Edge. This will be super effective. They do commit the second shield and get to a move. I thought for sure I'd be taken out here, but I live with 1 HP to get off a 2 times lowered, but a Stone Edge. So now I think they're not in Hydro Cannon range. So I'm like, oh, I'll just get to 2 moves. But I'm like, oh no, Drone's going to take me out. And for the second time, I live with a 1 HP. They instant swap into the Cladal as I was throwing the move. So this is going to land, take it out. And back to back, the Hydro here, taking out what's left of the Dugong. So You know, clodsire may not be as strong, but it can still do stuff like that. Dedenne, yeah, maybe the meta's changed enough. So this is a terrible matchup. I didn't know who won CMP, and they did not CMP the first time here. So I was like, okay, maybe FERALIGATR still wins CMP against Dedenne. And I find out on the second time around here that they actually do CMP. I do not. So I will shield that now. Knowing that I'm going to lose CMP on the next one, I tried to catch on clodsire. And I think my opponent did what is either like a 5-brain or just stupid. Held back, kind of knowing I was going to catch. That is so risky. That's like that's something that like wins like a play Pokemon championship. Because if I stay in and throw and they overfarm assuming a catch, I take it out. But they just had the intelligence to know that I was going to try and catch that. So kind of heads up play there. So I do have a Stone Edge. I bank it, catch that move. They eventually come in Dedenne. They did farm a bunch, so they're probably at 2 parabolic charges, if maybe 1 Thundershock short. So they're going to throw here. I do have a Hydro on FERALIGATR. Nope. Coming in clodsire with the Stone Edge to take this out. Maybe I should have farmed up a bit, but I don't know how much energy it had. And it is a Lapras in the back and the Psywave. Winning is to get to this move. Yeah, I feel like I feel like I would, if I was going to play clodsire again, I'd do Sludge Bomb. Just being able to hit with a hard hitting move quicker is just so valuable. Okay. Jumpluff, easy bait for the Icy Wind here. Sorry, Ice Beam. Ice Beam is double super effective and I'm a Shadow. Maybe even try and catch here. Yeah, so baited a Hydro Cannon, loaded a Hydro Cannon back up, caught on the Jumpluff. They were running Energy Ball. Blastoise comes in. Obviously, Hydro Cannon is super effective, but Rollout is resisted. So I will be able to live 1 here, and then they're going to have to get to another one because they're not going to be able to resist a Rollout down here. But again, having a Sludge Bomb here, I would easily be able to get to a move. Kind of frustrating. It's how slow Stone Edge is. Okay, where do I go here? Coming for FERALIGATR. I thought it could potentially be a Skull Bash. So I do shield up. It's just a Hydro. That's okay. I'm basically at 2.5 Hydros myself. So we're going to start spamming here. So there's 1. Out comes the Jumpluff. I have the Ice Beam. Going to try and take this out. Do grab the second shield. I catch again on the Jumpluff. That's 2 catches this game, which makes the conclusion all that more frustrating. So 2 catches on the Jumpluff, once on the Clodsire, once on the Furret here. They get to another move. It's just an Energy Ball. Get to a Swift, but Swift's not enough to take out from this range. Sorry, I got something in my eye. So not enough to take out. Saving the shield for what is a pretty low FERALIGATR. Eventually they come in their own FERALIGATR. Get the first Hydro off. Oh, I need to come out with 2 moves here. Oh, I need to come out with 2 moves. I can see the mistake. I need to come out with 2 moves here. I need to shield up 1. I should have shielded up the first move. Tried to get to 2 moves here. Oh, I can't even. And then I'm one claw short of taking them out here, which is too bad. Okay, maybe last battle here, FERALIGATR Dragonite. This is one you can just go straight Hydro. Between the claws and a Shadow on Shadow, this thing is so glassy, Dragonite, that they're going to shield up. You don't even need to fake an Ice Beam. Oh, in fact, they just caught. So I'm going to load that Hydro back up here. Shielding a potential move. I thought they had a ton of energy. It could be a Skull Bash. That's fine. I could take the second Hydro. Or I guess first Hydro. Because I shielded up one. Don't want to take up another one though. But I do want to try and get some energy. In case the Dragonite comes back in to have a Swift to put some pressure on. Clodsire. So I'll chip here. Get to another. I think I bank it and Hydro this. Yeah. So snipe the Hydro. I do have a Hydro, so I'll be interested to see if I shield. I do shield just because I want to try and get this Hydro up. They come in Dragonite. At this point, I think they just try and sacrifice this. Yeah, do sacrifice this. And take me down. But I know Furret has a move, and they're already at 50% health. So I figured if I can come Sucker Punch Swift, I'm going to put on a lot of pressure on their health or shield here. And I do manage to make another catch. This time catching a Stone Edge or a Sludge Bomb. Catching a Sludge Bomb on my Clodsire. So big catch there. They're in the red. So they're going to need 2 Earthquakes here. And again, Sludge Bomb would be double resisted, but at least they're in the red already. So I have to go Stone Edge. But they're going to have to go Earthquake. I've got enough health here. So they have to go Earthquake. And then I just outpace because they're going to have to dump all their energy. And then Fret's just going to outpace to the Swift. So, like, I made some catches and stuff. So overall, did not do amazing with this team. Again, I can't tell whether I think I would have done better with this team with a couple things. One, I think Sludge Bomb is significantly better on Clodsire. FERALIGATR, I don't know. Maybe Clodsire lead FERALIGATR in the back, where essentially it's better as a safe swap ahead on energy. Maybe that's how you play it. I don't know. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.